Hello, my name's Kevin Zhang, and this is for Citizenship in the Community, Troop 1852. So my community is Stafford, Texas. Um, so some history about Stafford, Texas. In the early 1820s, it was a ranch plantation by William Stafford. It was burned down by Mexican forces in 1836 during the Texas Revolution, and the settlements was rebuilt in 1840s. In the late 19th century, it was thriving commercial centers with arrived with the railroads, and it's a big place for cotton to sugarcane production. And at the 20th century, population declined around 100 people and gained a reputation for gambling during the prohibition, or when it was prohibited. So modern era right now, Texas Instruments opened a large facility, and it formed their own independent school district in 1976, which I go to right now. Abolish property tax as well, which is really helpful here. And then there's a art center here, and I'll talk about more on that. And it has around like 17,000 residents, and I'm one of them. So some cultures in Stafford are African American heritage, Asian heritage, European heritage, Hispanic heritage, religion and faith, and arts and cultures. So basically, Stafford culture heritage reflects the diversity influence on African Americans, Asian, Europeans, and Hispanics communities that shaped their own town over the histories. There's a lot of people that came here, and they just came together, and then it was a mix of cultures, like the melting pot, basically, back then, and everyone just gathered, and yeah, mostly that. But I guess I can tell you about like some of the African American heritage. I guess. African American population has significantly came along after the Civil War, which freed the slave, becoming the dominant landowners in the town. Some Asian heritage is some Asians, or the first Asians that came into Texas, was in the late 19th century, included laborers and railroad that reached Stafford. So that's just some of the cultures here. But then some ethnic groups right here are like basically the same thing. There's like Asian British, Asian Welsh, whites. There's black British, and there's a lot more. But it's just really diverse, and there's a lot of people coming here and seeing everything, just like how the cultures were in the last slide. This is basically the same thing. Just Stafford just is very diverse, and there's like you can see all types of cultures, and they can tell you all about their histories and how they got here. But Stafford predominantly is white, but it has steadily increased in Asians, blacks, and mixed multiple ethnic population in the recent years. But I feel like this will eventually go way more diverse over the years. Some best features in Stafford is one, the cultural and historical attractions like the Fort Bend Theater, the Ferry Farm, Stafford Civil War Park, and that's just to name some few. And there's outdoor recreations, food and beverages as well, and they're local. Some outdoor recreations is like the Government Island Park, and some food and beverages is the local breweries. It just serves beers and stuff, and all these comes into diverse arrays of cultures, historical, outdoors, and culinary attractions to cater the wide ranges of interests and tastes in people here. Some popular places in Stafford, like dining and food, is like Tornado Burgers, like a local joint known for best spicy burgers and Philly cheesesteaks. And the Lotus Seafood, a seafood restaurant that offered Asian, Cajun cuisine and seafood boils, which is really nice. Some entertainments and cultures, established civic center, performing arts theater and convention center, and the Fort Bend Theater, which is a lot of history there that is performed. And then once again, the outdoor recreation is another popular place, which everyone people be there. Is the Government Island Park. It has a lot of hiking trails and scenic river views, just to go in depth. And then some challenges that Stafford faces right now is just that some student behavior issues, because all the student has been like not really well, and they're not really focused on school and everything, and they don't really do much, and they don't really focus, which is really bad for the own independent school districts because it's not surrounded by other people. There's not much about community engagement because it's so small that not much people knows about it, and like there's barely anyone that lives there. And then economical development is also a big one, and because since there's not much people here, there's not much people actually doing the main jobs and everything. But that's just some of the main challenges Stafford faces, and a need for greater community and engagement and economic growth is the main one. But the town appears to be proactively addressing these issues through the intervals like the Stafford Challenge. So that's like where they post about like places where we need help and such issues. But that concludes my little presentation about my community, and thank you.